I get loads of people on the channel asking me what cameras I use to film my vlogs. So today I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you. Now, if you don't know already, I've been a professional cameraman for over 22 years. So obviously I know cameras, I know how to operate them and stuff. But that said, the kit that I'm going to show you today isn't anything particularly expensive or professional specific. It's kind of stuff that you can just buy off the internet or even down at your local electrical shops. So the first camera that I'm going to show you today is my GoPro Hero 6. Now, normally I will take this out with me on the bike and it goes into my pocket on the back of my jersey, and this is the camera that I use to do all of my pieces to camera, so the little speaky bits that I do between all of the ride shots. Now, by the time I do this vlog, this camera is actually quite old. I bought it in 2018, so yeah, I think they're on to about the GoPro Hero 9 at the moment, but this is still a really good camera. And the thing that I love most about it is the image stabilization. It's absolutely fantastic. So when I take it out of my pocket, it's nice and smooth and it doesn't look all kind of wobbly. I hate that wobbly cam look. The audio on it is pretty good, but if I were to use it as is, the audio would be a little bit windy on the bike. As you can imagine, with all the wind kind of going past it, the audio wouldn't be that great. So to combat that, I use this thing called a wind slayer, and as you can see, it's just a piece of foam that goes around the camera. Obviously this is the housing for the GoPro Hero 6. It's not in there at the moment. I just thought I'd take it out just to show you. And that kind of absorbs all of the wind noise and makes the audio eminently usable. And then obviously I've got it on this little kind of selfie stick, and that just fits nice and neatly into my pouch on the back of my cycling jersey. I usually have that on the left hand side, so I can just take it out with my left hand and do all of my vlogs. The next camera I use is the GoPro Hero 7, and that looks exactly the same as the Hero 6, but obviously it's the next one up, and I think they've improved things like the image stabilization, which is just as well, because this is the camera that I use on the front of my bike to get all of those forward-looking shots as the bike is going along. Now, I usually use this in conjunction with some sort of mount that sits on the handlebars or the stem, and this mount will usually rotate so that I can not only get the forward-looking shot, but I can also get the shots where it looks up at me, looks down at my legs as I pedal, and possibly to the side as well. The next camera that I use is the Dji Osmo Pocket, and this camera is absolutely fantastic. It's got a little motorized gimbal head, and that keeps the camera part of it absolutely level. So no matter where or how you hold this camera, they're always going to be perfectly level with the horizon. Normally, I'll put this camera in my right-hand jersey pocket so that it's there to hand and I can take it out and get any shots of scenery or countryside that's passing at 90 degrees to the direction that I'm cycling. I'll also use this camera to get my passing shots. So what I'll do, I usually set the camera up somewhere on the ground or on a wall, or on a road sign or something, and to help me do that I've got one of these little magnetic gorilla pods, and I use the Wi-Fi adapter for the Dji Osmo Pocket, and that enables the camera to talk to the DJI Mimo app that I run on my Karoo cycling computer, and then I can use the Karoo to frame the shot. I can start the camera running, I can ride away, do the passing shot, stop the camera using the Karoo, and then ride back, pick the camera up, and then be on my merry way. And that's how I get my passing shots. The next camera that I use is the Panasonic Af101. And having just said that the cameras that I'm going to talk about aren't particularly on a professional level, I must have lied, because this one, well, it was the professional camera that I used up until about 5 years ago. It's been superseded since then, but I retired the camera a little while ago because, yeah, it's just perfect to do all of the YouTube stuff. If you want one of these, you can probably pick one up reasonably cheaply on eBay for about £1,000 or so. And the pictures that it produces are absolutely fantastic. To get a little bit techie, it's got a micro four thirds sensor, and the lens that I use with it when it's up in my little office there is the Voigtlander Nocturne 25mm prime that has a 0.95 f-stop. Now, if you know something about lenses, you'll know that that's pretty unusual, and the net effect of that is that it gives me some really nice shallow depth of field. So when it's focused on me, when I'm sat in front of the camera, the background is nice and softly out of focus. Another camera that I use is the one that I'm filming this on now. It's the Sony Zv1, and I'll just get the Osmo Pocket to get a shot of that for you. As you can see, it's a very small little compact camera, and Sony have marketed it as the ultimate kind of vlogging camera. So it has some very kind of vlog specific features that I've been using recently. And it's actually a very good little useful camera, particularly because it is so small. It's only a little bit bigger than my mobile phone, so it all packs down into a nice compact size. It's very handy to go into a bag or even into the pocket on my cycling jersey, and then yeah, I can get all of my B-roll shots. They look really nice, and yeah, it's just a pleasure to use. The next camera that I use is a slightly bigger version of the Sony Zv1. It's the Sony A6400, and this again is another kind of mirrorless camera, but this is slightly more professional because it has the ability to change lenses. So I can take the kit lens off and I can put all kinds of other lenses on there if I want some more flexibility and greater control. And again, this camera is absolutely fantastic for getting all of those B-roll type shots. Having the kit and all of the cameras is only a very small part of the story. I would argue that the most important part is knowing how to use those cameras and how to get the most out of them. And with that said, if you knew what you were doing, you could easily shoot a perfectly good looking vlog using nothing more than the smartphone on your camera. And with that said, I will be making another vlog about how to get the most out of cameras and what you need to do to make them look the best that they possibly can. But that's going to be another vlog for another day. Thanks for watching.